Good morning, 8th Standard. This is your social studies class, and this is discussion video of block 19, the Indian judiciary. Now, today we are going to discuss the additional question, practice question, and the worksheet questions. So, get ready with your content book, notebook, worksheet, and a stationery so that you can do the essential and required changes. If you have written the answers matching with it, need not to change anything. If you have any problem in any of the question, listen the answer but use your own language to write down the answers. Now we will proceed with S1. Functions of the judiciary. First question you can do by your own, can be resolved by the court. Some laborers were forced to work on a construction site without being paid by their employer. This was a violation of their fundamental rights against exploitation. Who do you think can help to protect the rights of these laborers and why? So, I think in the case, judiciary can help the laborers. The primary function of the judiciary is to enforce and protect fundamental rights if people approach the court in case of violation of their rights. Now come to the question number third. Why is judiciary necessary in a democratic country? The judiciary interprets and upholds the rule of law, which is an essential feature of democracy. Now come to the question number S2, appellate jurisdiction. Here in the above one, you will write down the Supreme, High, and the District Court respectively. Okay. Now come to question number second. What do you think Manik Prasad can do now? So Manik Prasad can go to the court. What can he do if he is still unhappy with the second court's verdict and why? He can appeal to the Supreme Court because the courts are connected by a system of appellate jurisdiction, wherein a person can appeal to a higher court if he or she is unhappy with the verdict of lower courts. Now, do you think Manik Prasad will get justice? In both of the condition, you need to give reason. Here are the sample question answer. Manik Prasad will get justice because the judgment of the Supreme Court is fair. And you might say that Manik Prasad may not get justice because the court may not have enough evidence against the money lender. Now come to the question number S3. Fill in the blanks. True, false, you can do by your own. Read the following situation and answer the question. So, if the people take the matter to court, can they expect the verdict to be impartial? Give reasons for your answer. I think no. The verdict is not likely to be impartial because the judge, who is appointed by the members of the parliament, means MP, may find it difficult to take a stand against the accused, who is the MP himself. Got it? Now come to question number second B. Why does judiciary have to be impartial and independent? The judiciary has to be independent and impartial so that it can take decisions that are not discriminatory in nature or biased. Only then can one expect to get justice. Write three qualities that you think a judge must have. So there are several qualities. You can write down your three important qualities that you think that a judge must have. But according to me, the judge should be fair, honest, courageous, not biased, and a follower of the law, impartial. Many qualities are there. You can write any of your choice, or you think these are most essential. Now, here comes the practice question. What is the judiciary? So you know that judiciary is the organ of the government that interprets law in the country and ensures justice to all. Describe the functions of the judiciary. So here you will write down the different types of disputes. A judiciary settles different kinds of disputes such as citizen to citizen, state to state, center to state. All these things you can write. Now question number third, how does the judiciary enforce and protect our fundamental rights? Explain with an example. So here you can take any of the example of your choice, but I have taken the students can use an example of how a person's fundamental right is violated. If a person is stopped from following his or her own religion, then he or she can approach the court and file a case for the violation of his or her right to freedom of religion. If the court finds that the person's right were violated, then it will give its judgment to protect his or her fundamental rights. Okay. Now here is the matching. You can do by your own. Now come to the question number 5th. How are courts interconnected? Explain with an example. So as you know that courts are interconnected with the appellate jurisdiction or through appeal. Here you can write down the example of Ratan Singh. What had they done? Now Jagat Ram was found guilty in a fraud case by the High Court. He is unhappy with the court's verdict. What can he do now? Whose decision will be binding on Jagat Ram and why? So as you know that if he is found guilty in High Court and is still unhappy, then he can go to the Supreme Court. And the Supreme Court's verdict will be binding on Jagat Ram. Why? Because its decision is final and binding on all other courts. This is the Supreme Court. Got it? Now question number 7. I hope by reading it, you can easily take the answer. Now come to the question number 8. How does our constitution ensure that the judiciary is impartial and independent? So here is a sample answer. The Indian constitution makes sure that the judges are not elected by people or appointed by politicians, but appointed by the president after consulting other judges on the basis of merits and his virtue. It has made the judiciary independent of legislature and executive so that neither of the organs is able to exercise influence over the court. Also, judges enjoy a fixed term in office and cannot be removed easily. Now come to question number 9. Is impartial judiciary necessary in democracy? Support this with reasons. So democracy is based on equality and justice and upholds the rule of law. The judiciary interprets the law and also tries cases of disputes. Its aim is to ensure justice. If the judiciary is not impartial, then it may be biased towards one and other, discriminate against other. This will violate the principles of justice and equality, which are fundamental to democracy. Therefore, the judiciary has to be impartial and independent in a democracy. Now come to question number 10. Is it easy for the common people to access the court? Give reasons for your answer. Yes, it is difficult for common people to access the courts because legal proceeding cost a lot of money and not everyone can afford it. Besides this, it also involves a lot of paperwork which is difficult to understand for a common person. Accessing courts is more difficult for those who are poor and illiterate. Even though the Supreme Court has made this process simpler by introducing the public interest litigation, a court case can take a lot of time, sometimes extending to decades, which is eventually the same as not getting justice at all. It is also said that justice delayed, justice denied. Now come to the additional question, true false. You can do by your own. Write three things that would have been different if we do not have judiciary in our country. So, if we do not have a judiciary, there would have been no authority to settle disputes or protect our fundamental rights. As a result, nobody would take action against someone who violated the law or even our rights. The government could also act in an arbitrary manner without the judiciary. Okay, now come to question number third. Give an example of a dispute dealing with the violation of fundamental rights. Who can resolve the dispute? Here also you can write your own point of view. You can take different example. I had taken the example of how some children are hired in factories violating the right against exploitation, and that one can approach the court when their rights are violated. Got it? Now come to question number fourth. Prabha Reddy was sentenced to 7 years of imprisonment by the Supreme Court. She is unhappy with the court's verdict. Can she appeal to any other court? Give reasons for your answer. According to me, Prabha Reddy cannot appeal to any other court because the Supreme Court is the highest court and its decision is binding on all other courts. Got it? Now come to question number 5. Nikhil Joseph, a shopkeeper, was wrongly arrested by the police. What challenges do you think he may face if he approaches the court for violation of his rights? So he may face the challenge of time consuming court trials and bearing the expenses of hiring a lawyer. Now come to question number 6, and that this is the last one. Dharamveer, a senior official in the government, encroached on the land owned by Baichung, who runs a small grocery shop. Will it be easy for Baichung to approach the court? If he does, can he expect to get justice? Here also you can write your own point of view. Okay, all the logical answers I will accept. You can write either yes or no. But it may not be easy for Baichung to approach the court because he may not have the money to do so. Or even if he does have the money, he may not get justice because Dharamveer has more money and many tamper with evidence or bribe the witnesses. Got it? I think you have corrected all your answers. You have listened all it very well. Please complete your work on time. Thank you and have a nice day.